Hello there, here is a video for our math quick quiz today. So going into the course, it's going to be going to Friday here, going into math. There you go. So for math today, you're going to see our quick quiz. Again, we're going to keep on practicing and working through a lot of our area and perimeter. We're going to be taking our area and perimeter test next week. So I just want to make sure we're going to keep up these skills. We're going to have one more regular lesson on Monday, and then we'll have a review day on Tuesday and a math test on Wednesday. And so these skills are going to be really good for us just to practice. Practice just keeping up these skills with area and perimeter. But for this first one, same thing that we've been doing. But really just want to know, what is the area of this shape? And, just seeing your good work from yesterday, I know that the area is the inside part. So you're going to figure out, you're going to do that for number one. Number two, then it's just, what is the perimeter of this shape? And I know from your work yesterday, you were able to figure out the perimeter is the outside. Then, have a good question here. This is a multi-step part. Now, I'm going to I'll read the question first, and then I'll go to explain everything and just kind of show you. You're probably going to want to do this too. You can either do it on paper, or you could do it on Explain Everything or Notability. I want to put new soil in my garden, and my garden has two parts. The first part is for carrots, and the length of that garden is 5 feet, and the width is 3 feet. The second part is for cucumbers, and the length of that garden is 4 feet, and the width is 3 feet. What is the total area of my whole garden? Okay. So you can see there's two parts to it, but I need to know the area for the whole garden. So for me, I definitely would be going to Explain Everything, or just get some paper, get something so I can write. Blank here. So these are going to be just different numbers, but for me, I would just think, okay, we'll have two parts for this garden, and they can really be kind of any way. And I would use a visual like this to help. These are different numbers, but say it was the one part was for length was 9 and the other part was 5. And so this is just kind of part 1. And part 2, let's say this was 6 and this part was 3. And so then I would use those numbers, use that drawing to help me kind of keep track of everything. Because then I would need to know, okay, well, what's going to be my perimeter? Or so what's going to be my area for part 1. Then I need to know the area. What's the area for part 2? Then I would take the area of part 1. And for the total, I'm going to have to be putting that together with part 2 to then figure out what is my total area of everything together. So I want you to use that. Now, this part's not on the quick quiz, but I just want to show you a little bit of what we would be also kind of working on and doing today with the workbook pages. But because I just want to talk it through with you. So I didn't add this on for the quick quiz, just because I want to spend more time with area and perimeter. But one thing that's what was going to be with the lesson today was working with temperature. And we've already talked about temperature. We've done some temperature stuff in class already. So with temperature, you would use the thermometer. You would circle the better estimate of the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. So just knowing that on a thermometer, you have two different parts. You have Fahrenheit and you have Celsius. So really, really is important that whenever you're doing work with this, you're paying attention to like what actual side which side you're going to be looking at. So if I'm looking at Fahrenheit, looking at the left side, a few different things. So like right now we are around like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's really considered cool day for a jacket. Some people, here in Minnesota, when it gets to 50, some people are throwing on shorts, no jackets or anything, because that's just feeling warm after winter. Warm, usually 70 degrees Fahrenheit is usually considered room temperature. Hot, it's like 104 degrees, a very hot day. Water boils actually at about 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Going back the other way, cold is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when water freezes. And then if it's -10, that's a very, very cold day. And some of the other questions on here, just typically, just kind of thinking about on average, If it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees, well, stubborn snow, it's going to be 20 degrees because it's going to be below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, below freezing. Them swimming in water, that's going to be 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Definitely not 32 because that water would be frozen. And then raking leaves, she's just wearing a sweatshirt, so it's probably going to be like 53 degrees Fahrenheit. And this, we have to just tell the temperature. So like when I'm looking at this, I just have to look at the red, and that's going up. Now this thermometer counts by just ones. So you can see it's a little up past the 70. It's not 80, and it's not the halfway. So it just would be, that's, the green line is 70, 71. That's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. This one, it's way down low, cold. It's past the 0. It's not up to the 10 yet, and it's not up to the 5, but starting at that green 0 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees Fahrenheit. And over here, this one's not quite 50 degrees, but it's past the halfway, so it would be 45, 46, 47, probably 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is one of the questions that, this is where if you would want to practice this, you can, but just kind of watch this and pay attention to this. So it's a word problem. It's a two-part. What was the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit on Thursday? So on Thursday, it went over 100. So it was 100, 101, 102. Okay, so 102 degrees Fahrenheit. On Friday, the high temperature was 25 degrees less than it was on Thursday. Oh, so what was the temperature in degrees on Friday? So that's where I would definitely have to do some math. But so on Friday, it was 102. Friday, the high temperature was 25 degrees less. So I had to think, was that going to be plus or is that going to be minus? Well, if it was less on Friday, well, that means I'm going to do some subtraction. So I just have to do 102 minus 25. And you can do that in your head. You can even do your work. But then that answer would be 77 because I had to go down. But big thing today is just make sure to do your quick quiz. And if you'd want to do any of the temperature work, you can do that too. But yeah, have fun with your quick quiz. And happy Friday.